All right, hello, and this is silverkyle, and today we are going to be going over everything that I picked up in the month of November 2023. And the only thing that we're missing here is what I bought for Black Friday. There was hardly any sales, unfortunately, for video games. It felt like I either had them already, the sale wasn't great, or there just was a really limited amount of video games that were actually on sale. So didn't get any video games. I ordered some 4K Blu-rays instead. They're just not here yet. So other than that, I have everything for November. So we've got some Omnibus, some novels, and a video game console. That's not really a console, not really a handheld, an accessory, a companion piece, the PlayStation Portal. I did an unboxing for this. I haven't had a chance to play it yet though. And I will be starting with, and it's going to be actually tomorrow that I try it, is Baldur's Gate 3. I finally caved, got the digital version, and I think that I was either waiting for the Play Asia version, and I can't remember if that was supposed to come out in December, or they just recently announced potentially a North American version, but I think that's coming out next year. Either way, there's something coming out for physical for Baldur's Gate in February, I believe, of 2024. And I just couldn't wait anymore, so I got the digital version, and that's going to be the first one that I try on the PlayStation Portal. And if that doesn't, I mean, it might not work because there's a lot of small things there. Granted, it's a fairly good size. It might look okay. If not, then I'm going to try Miles Morales on there. And I also want to try God of War as well, because I think that would be kind of fun. And I want to play Final Fantasy VII, the original, on there. I have to also play the remake again, so I might do that. Oh man, I'm kind of getting excited now. So let's dive into the Omnibus now. Starting off with the Incredible Hulk Volume 2 Omnibus from the Silver Age. Very happy to have this just because it means that there's a chance that we might get a bunch more Hulk. I'm hoping that the sales were really good for this so that we can get a Volume 3. I don't think it'll happen in 2024 as it seems as though like Omar from Near Condition has just announced everything for 2024. Marvel just kept feeding him stuff, and it's like, this is coming out, this is coming out, this is coming out. I think we're even touching a little bit of 2025 already. So I don't think that there's really that many slots available for 2024 at this point in time, but I'm hoping that maybe early 2025 we'll get a Volume 3 if the sales went well. And because I unfortunately don't have any idea how well they did. I don't even know where I'd go to find that, other than hearing about it from somebody that has a connection with Marvel. So then we have Hush, the Hush Saga. Finally, that's another one that I think everybody was expecting that they would do this, and it was announced a few years ago, and they canceled it. Of all the things to cancel, a Batman omnibus with Jim Lee art, and it's the Hush Saga, one of the better stories from Batman. It was going to print money no matter what. Jim Lee on art always does very well, and his Batman, like the most popular character outside of maybe Superman, like it's either Batman or Superman, that was going to do so well. So I think everybody's just finally happy that it's here. I'm really curious why they decided to cancel it a few years ago. The only thing I can possibly think of is that maybe there was too many Marvel, like big Marvel omnibus coming out at that point in time, or they had other things that they had slated for that time that was DC, and it was like, well, if we release Batman now, at that point in time, whatever else that we release like beside it won't do as well. Maybe that was the case. I'm not really sure. And the last omnibus that I have here is the 5th Brubaker Captain America reprint. So I have the whole set now. I recently just did, I think, the 3rd Captain America volume. So I still have to do overview, that is. And so I still have to do the 4th before I can do the Return of the Winter Soldier. So that's coming up hopefully in the month of December. I still have, I think, Avengers Volume 2, 4, 5, I think. I can't remember now. And Maestro from Peter David's Hulk. And then the 2 Captain America omnibus. And Iron Man. I don't think I've done Iron Man yet. Volume 1 from Silver Age. I think that's it. We'll find out. We'll see. Next up is the novels. First one here is called Track of the Cat. What happened was that I was watching a stream during October of a video game that had recently been released, and they were in the national forests, and it's not Firewatch. Firewatch is another incredible indie game though, but this one was more horror themed. and you're alone. Well, you get to talk to somebody on the radio. You have to do a few things, and there's kind of some strange stuff happening around in the campgrounds. And it's basically that there's a cult out there, and it just freaked the hell out of me. So I wanted to I basically looked online to see if there was any books that were in the national parks, because that to me is the perfect setting for creepy vibes. Like, it's just, you're out there alone by yourself. So I found this. This is a part of a series with the same character, I think, kind of going through. And this one, I think they're just going to be going after a cougar. I don't really necessarily expect for there to be cults, but having people that live in the mountains or a cult that goes out there to do their activities is just creepy as hell. So I'm hoping that eventually I'll find like nomads. If I can find a book about nomads, that would just be incredibly fun. So I don't think I'll get that with this necessarily, but still the setting will be right. Next up, I ended up picking up the Made by Nita Prose, and this was a really big mystery novel mystery thriller novel from last year. They do have a sequel that just came out this year as well, so I wanted to pick this up and kind of see what it's like. I don't even know what the story is. I didn't look at the flaps, so I will eventually when I finally choose to read this in one of my TBRs. I'll look at what the flap says. Also picked up The Edge. I do know what this is a little bit about. This is the sequel to the 620 Man, and basically a senator, I think. No, that might be the next one. Somebody that works for the CIA. Yeah, CIA. Somebody from the CIA ends up dead, and the main antagonist from 620 Man ends up having to try to figure out what went down, and goes into a very small town where he has no idea who he can trust in that one. And then we finally have the Helinski Affair by Anna Pitoniak. And this one is about a spy. The main character is a spy. Her father used to be a spy, I think, in the Cold War, or working for the CIA in the Cold War. And a senator gets murdered, and she has to try to figure out what's going on there, and finds out that her father has some documents from the senator that was murdered. Like his name is in the documents, and so there's some kind of ties there. So that could be kind of fun. And I've heard some good things. And specifically, it was one person on Goodreads that reads a lot of books that seems to have the same likes for me in terms of thrillers and mysteries. So I'm curious to see how well that's going to go. And that's everything for the month of November. December will have the rest of my Black Friday pickups, and I've already picked up a few things from December, so there's a few novels that I already have, and some Omnibus that are on the way as well. So we'll see how that goes. I don't think I'll be picking up any video games specifically in the month of December, but we'll see with Christmas and Boxing Day as well, because that's another kind of mini Black Friday that we have here in Canada. I think they do it in the UK. Does the UK actually get deals over there on Boxing Day? I don't know. Anyway, thank you all for watching. You have been bearded in. Beardage.